Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get into Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Nick Diaz. Yes, you heard that right. Nick Diaz. Just did a video talking about Nick's return. He's expressed interest in returning to the UFC competing. His management confirmed that. Sometime in 2021 has been discussed. Very exciting. Nick Diaz is a legend of the sport. Wonderboy Thompson getting news of this. Politely, and no surprise, he's the NMF, called out Nick Diaz. Alright, so let's go over some stats and then we'll talk about how these guys match up in the cage. So Nick Diaz is 37 right now. He's 6 feet tall. He has a 76-inch reach. He's a 3rd degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He has really good boxing skill. Nick sports a mixed martial arts record of 26 wins, 9 losses, 2 no contests. His last fight was against Anderson Silva, UFC 183, and that was back in July 31st, 2015. So Nick's been out the game for 5 years. That's a long time. But it's Nick Diaz. I honestly feel like he would do well on his return. He's a true martial artist, and I highly doubt Nick ever stops training. Nick, I would say, is a volume striker on the feet. He breaks you down with volume, accuracy, picks and chooses his shots. When he got you on the ropes, that's when he goes for the kill. Whether it be TKO from strikes, or if the fight's taken to the mat and he's tapping you out. Nick has some of the best conditioning we've seen in MMA. On his spare time, he's running triathlons. He does a lot of swimming, a lot of endurance activities, cycling, and that's what keeps his cardio for mixed martial arts in top shape. Never seen Nick Diaz gas out in a fight ever. Cardio is a weapon for him. Not to mention, Nick Diaz has one of the best chins in mixed martial arts ever. The man has a cast iron, granite chin. Good luck knocking him out or even wobbling him. He has great recovery. In his fights, he walks you down, takes what you could dish out, and puts that pressure on you. I would say Nick has a high fight IQ. Just an all-around superb fighter. He's an all-time great in my opinion. Moving on to Wonderboy Thompson, another favorite of mine. Wonderboy is phenomenal. Specifically his striking. It's honestly poetry in motion. Wonderboy stands at 6 feet tall. He has a 75-inch reach. He has multiple black belts, 5th degree black belt in Kempo Karate, 1st degree black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and black belt level in kickboxing. His mixed martial arts record is 15 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. He has an extensive kickboxing background. Total amateur and pro, 58 wins, 0 losses. Needless to say, Wonderboy is amazing on the feet. His timing is superb. He's an excellent counter striker. He has great footwork due to that karate background. Wonderboy has an in and out style. Tags you, then definitely gets out the way, avoiding your shots. Just phenomenal footwork. When he first hit the scene, it was similar to Machida. His style was a little bit different, a little quirky to figure out. Guys I think are doing a little bit better against Wonderboy now, but he's still super tricky on the feet. Just a mixed bag of tricks. That's years of experience striking. And again, having a little bit of a different style, just that more traditional karate stance and style. Stephen Thompson has developed some pretty solid takedown offense. He's difficult to take down in my opinion. He's able to pop back up, very strong base, strong legs. So if he forces you to stand with him, obviously more likely than not, he's going to have the advantage. So the matchup, how does Nick Diaz, being out of the game for 5 years at 37, maybe 38 if these guys were to match up, how does he stack up against Wonderboy Thompson, same age, but a fighter who's been way more active? Well, truthfully, with Nick's experience and who he is, that will to win, that toughness, that grit, I actually think Nick Diaz will do well. I think this would be a pretty close fight, more so due to the ring rust, because prime Nick in 100% shape with no ring rust, I think he gives Wonderboy issues. Nick has faced some heavy hitters. I don't see Stephen Thompson knocking Nick Diaz out. Nick has been known to just run through guys, even power strikers, take their best shots, and the pressure from Diaz just folds them. One guy in particular, Paul Daly. And I know Paul Daly and Stephen Thompson have different styles. I don't think Wonderboy's gonna have the power to KO Nick Diaz. Now, if he comes back and he's a completely different human, if Father Time has truly caught up with him, if he doesn't have that granite chin, that's a different story. But getting back on track, Nick Diaz coming back after 5 years, yes, I do think this fight would be pretty close and competitive. Thompson, I think, is overall better on the feet. He has more tools in his toolbox. I think he has better footwork, but Nick is no slouch in the footwork department. It's just that he's not as flashy and explosive. Nick does these subtle little things to box opponents in and keep that pressure up. But yeah, standing, I'll give the edge to Wonderboy. On the ground, 100% Nick Diaz. There's a big gap there on the ground. Nick is a legit, solid, true black belt. He has that solid Gracie jiu-jitsu. He's gonna slice through your guard, take your back, sweep you. Most guys, Nick would be a huge threat on the ground, except maybe guys like Damian Maia. But if this fight were to hit the mat, 100% gotta favor Nick Diaz. Wonderboy is no slouch. Of course, he works with Chris Weidman, so that would be helpful in a Nick Diaz fight, but I honestly don't think it would be enough. Wonderboy's best bet is to avoid the ground altogether, and he's pretty good at doing that, with his footwork, with his strong base. Who would I favor in this fight ultimately? Call me crazy, I think I would favor Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz has fought at a higher weight class, he has a lot more experience on Stephen Thompson. I think he's tough enough to walk through Thompson's shots, keep that high pressure on him, constant forward pressure. I could see a decision win for Nick Diaz, or if he gets Thompson on the mat, definitely a submission victory. On the flip side, I could very well see Stephen Thompson winning a decision himself, outscoring Nick on the feet, avoiding the clinch, avoiding takedowns, circling, throwing leg kicks, throwing body kicks, using that point fighting karate style. Yes, I could see Stephen Thompson winning a decision. Truthfully guys, really close fight to call. A lot of variables. How's Nick gonna look? Is ring rust gonna be a factor? Would we see a close to prime Diaz? If I had to pick a winner, and maybe this is me being biased and nostalgia factor, my affinity for a legend slightly favor Nick Diaz. He's fought at a higher weight class, possibly has fought better competition. That's subjective. Definitely way more experience. I don't know guys, it would be a great fight either way. But that's gonna wrap up this short breakdown. You let me know who you think wins and why in the comment section. Would you be excited to see this fight? I know I would. Thanks for watching this segment guys. If this is your first time at the channel and you enjoyed it, consider subscribing, like and share. Appreciate you guys to the max, and until the next one, you all take care.